everyone. It is the NRW, where nerds rule the world. I am Heather Hurt, and no, I will not be using the normal nickname that the legendary Kuya P, who is with me, usually gives me. We're here to talk about Miss Marvel, which arrives on Disney Plus June 8th. I believe they're going to be dropping the first 2 episodes, just like they have been for most of the Disney Plus series. We're going to start out. Let's take a look at the trailer before we get started.
Okay, so first off, I just want to say, I get it.
You get what?
High school.
Kamala.
Another adventure shirt. Cute.
She thinks I'm some kind of weirdo.
You are a weirdo.
Boys.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You're kind of on my shirt.
Sorry.
But you're staring at the window in your little fantasy land. Kamala, hey, already? Really? Come on, like...
Do I have to figure out my whole future before lunch, or is there like... Maybe they're right. I spend too much time in Fantasyland.
That is not you.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world. That's a fantasy too.
Did something happen to you?
No, why? Did you hear something?
Kamala? What does it feel like?
Cosmic. I always thought I wanted this kind of life, but I never imagined any of this.
Do you even know what you are?
I'm a superhero.
And we are back. Isn't it cute? The trailer's so cute, right? So cute. So we have watched, Kuya P and I have watched the first 2 episodes of Miss Marvel. They were very adorable. Basically, we can't give away too many spoilers. It's literally, we are contractually obligated. We cannot do that. But what we have is her introduction. We have her official introduction. We have Kamala's. There we go. Kamala's official introduction into the MCU. We see her get her powers, and that's about all we can tell you before you see the show on June 8th. Creepy. Want to talk to us about the characters a little bit?
All right, here we go. Iman Vellani. She hasn't, I'm looking at her IMDb right now, hasn't really done much before. No. I believe they found her, and she is a diamond out of the sea that they found her from. Like, she's brilliant. I love her. Iman Vellani is our Kamala Khan, and yes, this story is going to ride on her and her ability to pull this character off. And to me, she does it so well. You're going to love her. You're going to fall in love with her. But yeah, just kills it. And we will also be seeing her outside of this with the upcoming film franchise, outside of the Disney Plus stuff. Because again, I'm looking at the IMDb. She will be in the Marvels, continuing on as her role from Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. So I'm excited, and that's really all her IMDb credits, if you will. So again, this young superstar is going to have so many more credits once she's done after playing this role, because she's so brilliant. And yeah, this whole series hinges on her, and I'm happy to report that she pulls it off. Additional characters, if you are a fan of the comic book series, and obviously that's why you're tuning in, we're now having this adaptation. Is it, before I get into the characters, is it a full comics adaptation? And we'll actually, we're going to get into this in our review portion. But as far as the characters are concerned, I think they're doing really well, because I really enjoyed the sidebar characters as a comics fan. So we see Bruno back. We see Nakia, her 2 besties, if you will. They are brilliantly played by Matt Lintz as Bruno and Yasmin Fletcher as Nakia. For their parents, whom I absolutely adore as well. Their father and mom, Muniba Khan, is played by Zenobia Shroff, And Father Yusuf Khan is played by Mohan Kapoor. Just brilliant. Great casting on the parents. I really adored them. There's a special scene in episode 2 that just put a smile to my face. I want to say, was that episode 2? Or was it maybe episode 1? It might have been episode 1. I don't want to spoil. It's episode 1.
There have been multiple issues. Excuse me. There are multiple moments where it's just like, they're the best parents.
Yes.
They're just the best parents.
So just wonderfully cast. They did an amazing job on that. Because again, the parents were amazing in the comic book. Just the way they were portrayed. And I think they did an excellent job in casting the live action version. So well done there. And again, as the friends. And also the brother. I'm trying to distinguish who the brother here is on the IMDb. I'm having a difficulty figuring out the proper name in here amongst this list. But shout out to the cast, the casting directors. Everyone was brilliantly cast, and yeah. But again, Iman Vellani is our new young star, and she pulls it off as Kamala Khan. So there you go. Those are the cast of notes, and a brief storyline to not get us in trouble with the first 2 episodes that we saw. So yeah, we're trying to avoid spoilers here, people, but we'll get into the gritty details when we get to episode 3, and we can talk on these a little bit more once it's out, because then we're not contractually bound, because we want to be okay with the mouse. There we go.
Yeah, we have to bow down every now and again, and unfortunately, the golden mouse idol does win most of the time.
There you go. So Heather Hertz, we have episodes 1 and 2. I enjoyed the comics back when they first dropped. I was super excited to finally see a new Southeast Asian character put out there, a character of this heritage and faith. Because to me and you and to a lot of my good friends, representation matters. It's so very important to us. So to finally have a character to step out in that regard in Miss Marvel, it was so fun to see, and really enjoy those comics. Leading now from then, and then her other tales as she joined the Champions, which I really enjoyed that series as well. We also had like this all Asian superhero team for a minute that she was a part of. I really enjoyed that. I just really enjoyed this character. We also got to see her play out in the video games, which was a lot of fun. I think the Avengers game, she kind of had like this featured role, if I'm not mistaken, in that Avengers game that was on PlayStation for a little bit. And
she's been in Legos, everything.
Yeah. But we will say before we get into this, as Marvel fans, as members of the Merry Marvel Marching Society, we were all well aware that because of the mutant thing that was happening with rights in regards to Fox and the X-Men and mutants, even though Marvel Disney finally got it back, and then we had a Inhuman series that didn't fare so very well. As fans, we were very cognizant that they were going to stray a little bit different in the presentation that we were going to get. So with that said, I was ready. My heart was ready, but I was very curious if those adjustments were going to be, if I was going to be cool with those adjustments to start to play up. Not that my feelings matter, but as fans, and I'm happy to report, at least for my feeling, and Heather will speak to herself, but I think the heart of what we love about Miss Marvel, they pulled it off. They did it so well. The spirit of the characters there, everything that you love about the character of Miss Marvel is there. The family, her friends, the powers, even how she grows as a person was all there. The way she gets the powers is different. Different elements that, again, I'm going to avoid spoilers. They made changes that we're all very familiar. We all know about the Terrigen Mist. We know the Inhuman thing, but because, again, as I said before, we knew that as fans that they weren't going to do that. So yes, they strayed away from it, but we're now being presented with a tale that, to me, makes it a lot more fun because we're not going to predict it in that fashion. And so now we're going to really be in for this ride. So to me, as long as they had that core of who that character was and they pulled that off well, I was going to be all in. And for me, for episodes 1 and 2, they did that. I'm all in. And I also have to give a shout out in regards to the way they've done this series with episode 1 and 2. It's so much fucking fun, y'all. It's like the colors, the camera work. Oh my God. Mad love to the cameraman and the DP and camera women. I'm not sure, whatever the makeup of the crew is, but they are brilliant. They are brilliant. Again, casting killed it with the casting this show, but just how they flow with everything. And the editors, because again, while they can film it so brilliantly, it's up to the editors to really make that that finished products have that polished look. It's seamless. They kill it. And then the animation department, man, I'm giving love to everybody. They throw up these little emoji things when they're talking, because that's this new generation. They pop that up everywhere, and they have like these little animated sequences that, as a young creative, as a young kid, as a Marvel Comics fan, right? I would do those things myself, and I would imagine like Captain Marvel. To me, it might have been Thor, Spider-Man flying across my window as I'm sitting in with my parents as they're talking their mess. They do that. It's just, oh my gosh, it was my heart on that show throughout it. It's so good. I can't give enough praise. Miss Marvel, if y'all are upset because, they changed this, changed that, give it a try, give it a viewing. And if you are, I hate to say real fan, because we see how they're doing that stuff with our Star Wars. If you know the true essence of that character, you're getting that, and they're delivering, and I'm here for it. I love it. I'm gonna get off my soapbox because I don't do that. Heather, I'm gonna throw it over to you. What do you think of episodes 1 and 2 of Miss Marvel?
I'm definitely gonna shout out the original series. If you watch any of our channel, I'm the comic person most of the time, part of the time. And one of the great things about Kamala Khan is that she was an original. She was a first, created by Sana Amanet, Stephen Wacker, G. Willow Wilson. She did an Ivy story, by the way, this week for Pride, for DC Pride. Go pick it up. Adrian Alfana, and of course the almighty Jamie McKelvey. They created this character, and they wanted it to be as true as they could. G. Willow Wilson really wanted to put in the Muslim, the Pakistani aspect of the character, and you could feel that in every aspect of the comic. If you've never read any Miss Marvel series comics with Kamala, because remember, she's actually the third Miss Marvel, definitely go pick up her book. It's wonderful. It's really adorable. It's really inspiring. It's very adaptable for every child, and it's wonderful. And yes, representation absolutely matters. I'm not sorry. I am not sorry to any of you white assholes who decided that because this little Asian child wanted to be a superhero and became one, she is one. So she is, and Kamala kills it. Like, she just is an amazing superhero, very passionate, very loving. And she's just like us. She's a huge nerd. And of everything that they changed in the show, I am so excited that was the one thing that they didn't, because Kamala is just so passionate and so adorable, and it transitions beautifully. Iman's her adoption of the character is just beautiful in that regard. She's so nerdy, and she is a nerd. Like, she's a huge nerd. It was a very cute adaptation. I'm very excited to see it, because what we get to see, unlike with so many superhero anything, we kind of get this moment where they get the powers, and it goes from like 0 to 100. You get like this, I can't do anything at all, to all of a sudden I'm the strongest superhero. I know everything about my powers, and that's the end of it. This show is going to be a wonderful adaptation from point A to point Z. We're going to see every single letter in between. We're going to see her growth. We're going to live her growth. And I am so excited to watch how they're going to do this. Am I upset that we don't have the Inhumans? Absolutely. I want my goddamn Medusa. Give me my damn Medusa. But is it the end of the world that her powers were changed? In a way. I am going to call out Feige. I am not happy with you. You deliberately went against the exact thing that the creators were trying to do with some of her powers. And it was rather disrespectful. But you know what? If we can pass back through that, everything else was absolutely adorable. It was so much fun. It's going to be an incredibly fun series. And to all you grown-up children who cannot handle superhero series that aren't for you, guess what? This show ain't for you. It is for the kids who dream of becoming superheroes. And if you're not okay with that, don't watch it. Like, that's the end of the conversation, because it is very cute, it's adorable. I strongly suggest it.
I'm with that. And there's so much we want to say. I will say that to you all right now, because as Heather was talking, we're gonna talk about the power set. We'll talk about that again when we do our episode 3 review, where we'll go back to talk about episode 1 and 2 since we're covering that right now, but we're doing this as a non-spoiler piece again because we don't want to get in trouble. But it's something we definitely have to talk on. And as Heather stated, and her feelings with Kevin Feige. Yeah, we're going to talk on it, y'all. We're just not going to do it right now. But at the core, what we want to tell you, though, because we're talking about 1 and 2, if you are apprehensive about it not being a Miss Marvel show, don't be apprehensive about it. It's if you at its core, it is Miss Marvel. The power thing, we'll see how that goes. And I have some feelings on how that might change up personally. And again, I really want to dig into that. Like, I still want to dig into it right now, let me tell you. But I will save that conversation. But again, episode 1 and 2 was a delight. Iman Vellani, a gem that they found, and is brilliant and just kills the show. The cast, the family, the friends, and again, the visual appeal of this show, the way it was shot, everything done. It's amazing. Amazing. If you didn't have a connection, if you didn't have existing Miss Marvel knowledge before, I think you would fall in love with this 1,000 times over. I think it might be to our detriment that we know about Miss Marvel before, because if it was just presented like this, you would have fallen in love with it.
Absolutely. Yeah. But at the same time, the small things that are quote unquote problems technically don't have anything to do with the show.
Yeah.
Like love the show, love the comic. And at some point we need to separate church and state. This is the MCU. It is not the comic books. It does not have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. It never was going to be perfect. If you walk into any television show or movie and expect a perfect adaptation, you've never seen a movie before. You just haven't. Yeah. And so the only things that I'm not happy with have not necessarily much to do with the show. So you'll have fun. You will have so much fun. This is an adorable show. And watching Kamala grow up is going to be an absolute blast. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And we'll get into it though, with some of those points that we have. We'll get into it when we talk episode 3, because I definitely want to talk on them, because I also have a feeling how with everything, I think when they're going into pre-pro, because of everything that happened with Fox and the Inhumans and stuff, I think they made it creatively. I think they might have did a shuffling a little bit. And so this is a way, especially in regards to the power set, with how she has powers right now, I think it could actually be fixed in a way. Not exactly a complete retconning, but I think it can be fixed to a degree.
We've already
I think Heather and I, when we get into it, we can talk on it more. We just don't want to get in trouble right now. But I think presentation wise, with what adjustments that might have, I don't know, we don't know for certain, that they might have had to do, I think it can be fixed straight up, personally. But we'll get into that.
And the good news is that not to break any spoilers, and we aren't spoiling any here, on some of the more recent trailers, we do see adjustments being made. And of course, thanks to Doctor Strange, we now know that Black Bolt is definitely living within the multiverse. So we will definitely get Inhumans at some point. Crossing fingers. So
there you go right there. Because there you go right there. Big pointer right there. Spoilers if you didn't see Doctor Strange. Yeah. We have a Black Bolt. So that's all I'm saying. Those are certain signs there, y'all. That's it. Anyway, we're going to close this off because we don't want to get into any more trouble. We shouldn't be in trouble.
We're trying so hard. We're trying so hard.
We're ready to go hard for y'all. So check for that episode 3 recap when we get down with it. All right, y'all. Miss Marvel, Heather, any other comments before we get up out of here?
Now, go to your local comic shop, pick up the book if you haven't. The series starts on June 8th. You have plenty of time to read it and learn about the character before. Once again, it's the same base. She's the same base person. So you can definitely enjoy this. You don't have to, as Kanuki said, you do not have to know who she is when you walk in, but support your local comic shop, pick up her comics.
There you go. And Heather, how can the people reach out to you?
You can find me on the tweeters at NerdIsAHeather and on Instagram and TikTok at Heather is a Nerd.
There you go. Show her all the love, y'all, and support your LCS. They would appreciate it. It's where everything that we love comes from, y'all. start from the beginning. Head over to your local comic shop. And for me, it's Kuya P, the legend Kuya P, on Twitter, TikTok, and IG. Of course, Show Pal Show AAPI Toy Heroes, which Kamala Khan is one of. And so I'm super dying for a figure of this Disney Plus version, because we have had some Miss Marvel figures out there which are super cool, but I want this Disney Plus version because Iman Vellani is amazing. Go ahead.
I want a before and after with the very first costume she wears.
Oh yeah,
I want that costume.
Yeah, that would be cool. Check it out if you want to see what that is, y'all. So there you go, Miss Marvel. Well, follow us on the legend. I am the legend, Kuya P. Where am I? I'm lost in the sauce.
New NRW, subscribe.
NRW, new release Wednesday. That is where you will find me and Heather chopping it up and the whole squad. Let us know if you're checking out Miss Marvel in the comments below. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Until next time, we are out of here.